welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Allison Maloney, along with Bob Sellers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis taking aim at foreign influence in education and other state systems, pushing through multiple bills to prevent foreign presence in their state's university and research institutions. For more on this is Miami correspondent Leonardo Feldman. Leonardo.
Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis is taking action, signing 2 new laws, one banning 7 countries, China, Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, Syria, Russia, and Iran, from signing contracts with state institutions. The second, prohibiting the theft and trafficking of corporate trade secrets. DeSantis focusing his efforts on China.
Just in February, a University of Florida researcher was indicted for taking grant money from UF for his company in China.
Participating in the event, Taiwanese representatives.
Taiwan has been fighting against China straight for a long time, and we are very pleased that more and more friends in the world have noticed this issue and have joined us.
We just sometimes related thinking about China is we are very naive. We are in like a kindergarten age. We don't know, but they are master. They can control you, but you don't know.
Public universities front and center in the fight against foreign influence.
Banning things like Confucius institutions from being in our universities or in our colleges. And I know we had issues with that right here in Miami-Dade County.
Something that China used in order to provide and indoctrinate the students with this narrative that is contrary to what we believe here in Florida.
Republican Congressman Carlos Jimenez says the federal government needs to take a close look at what Florida is doing and implement these laws nationally.
These are measures that will help protect the citizens of Florida. And I hope to, they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I hope to take some of these bills up to Washington.
The representative adding he is optimistic these laws can earn bipartisan support in Congress. But for now, they're officially enacted across Florida. In Miami, for Newsmax, I'm Leonardo Feldman.
All right. Thank you, Leonardo. Speaking of foreign issues, there are reports that President Biden may soon allow legal immigrants with green cards to secure their American citizenship without undergoing a standard name check by the FBI. This comes as Biden requested federal agencies do everything in their power to boost American citizenship naturalization rates for legal immigrants. This move being the latest measure in which Biden seeks to drive up legal immigration. So let's bring back our panel to see what they think. Ford, what do you think of this? Do you think that he's doing this because maybe he's getting more pressure from the far left, or what do you think is his reasoning?
No, I think that this is basically today's Democrat Party and what they believe in open borders. Look, we often talk about illegal immigration, and the Biden administration's effectively gutted and abolished ICE. And we always talk about illegal immigration, but we should be looking at legal immigration. There's a lot of things that we need to be doing to streamline legal immigration. When we talk about legal immigration, it is supposed to work for America and Americans, not for the rest of the world. And the Biden administration is just doing what they do with illegal immigration, now to legal immigration, and this should be very, very scary to a lot of people.
Yeah, Melanie, I mean, the fact is that there's protocols in place to get your green card, and it seemed to have worked. Why do you think he's going to get away or is considering taking away the FBI from vetting these folks?
And that's what we have to ask ourselves as Americans when we're looking at these changes that the Biden administration is making. Is the Biden administration more concerned with helping immigrants get across the procedure more quickly? Are they more concerned about protecting Americans? You know, that law, that procedure is in place in order to protect Americans.
Yeah.
And without it, we are left without another layer of protection when we're allowing immigrants into the country. And that is a big problem. And like Ford said, that should be very scary to everyone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Steve, Ford brought up a good point saying that the administration's focusing on legal immigration, but something that we really haven't heard them focus on is illegal immigration. We heard Kamala Harris today. She even said that she believes that they will not be allowed over the border. It was not a message of like, a strong message saying don't come and cross the border.
No, illegal immigration is the new constituency for the left. I mean, it just really is. This is what they do. This is the agenda. This is part of this, globalist world first strategy, is to take care of others before you take care of those in your own household. I look at America as our own household. And if we don't clean up our mess, take care of our own people, how are we going to be good for anybody else? This is strictly politics, strictly for votes, and it's not going to stop. This is what happens. And I don't even consider Joe Biden a liberal. He is way to the left. I mean, he's a socialist. And that's not the Joe Biden from many years ago. I think all of us will agree with that.
Yeah, Bob, definitely not the Joe Biden that was running. He said he was a moderate, but we're seeing how many executive orders did he make within his first 100 days? We're seeing the fact that the administration has pretty much buried their head in the sand when it comes to what's happening on the border. Just want to get your take.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were concerned that this is what would happen. And indeed, when Joe Biden got in, you saw this liberal agenda. And to that end, by the way, I was going to say what these policies are all about is shortening the time where these people become citizens, because they're looking at the clock and it's ticking. And it's going down 2 years for the 2022 election and at the 2024 election. They're trying to get as much done before they most likely lose the majorities in the House and the Senate. And before they lose the White House, they're trying to get as much done before that as possible. So among the things they're doing is to shorten the process by which people can become citizens. So no background check.
Yeah, Ford, it's all politics, isn't it?
Well, it absolutely is all politics. Let's look at it from a legal immigration perspective. They are basically having 200,000 people cross a month. They're deporting less than 3,000. They want to shorten the time it takes to get a green card, just so that your audience understands 1.2 million people each year get a green card. Okay, and then if you shorten the process, essentially not only are you creating a new set of voters, as Steve pointed out, but you're also creating a permanent underclass that's going to be dependent on government. So on top of it, it's a double whammy for them. Remember, there is nothing that Democrats do, at least this iteration of the Democratic Party, that is not done without a political purpose. And when you step back and you look at voter irregularities, voter integrity, illegal immigration, giving benefits out that shouldn't be given out, the reason is very simple. They want to make the voter dependent on the government. And the only party they should be voting for is the Democrat Party.
Melanie, I want to get your take on Kamala Harris today when she was talking about, when she said she believes that people will be turned away. She just didn't seem to really take a tough stance on this.
She's second in command in the United States, and she's telling them what she believes. She should be able to say with authority that that's absolutely the truth, that's absolutely the case. So I think you're right. She didn't take a very strong stance, and I think it's intentional. Quite frankly, I think it's intentional.
Yeah, Melanie, you've got a great point there. Steve, we talked about this. It just seems that it's politics. And when you talk about putting potential Americans at risk because you're not vetting these folks that are to get green cards, you're getting it through faster, as Bob said.
Yeah, there's no question. Look, when I have something done at my home, I have a repair, I'm vetting the repair guy. I'm going to make sure I'm just not letting any stranger come in here, regardless of what the window dressing looks like. This is what we have to do when it comes to our country. I mean, this is our home. Doesn't matter what part of the country you live in. We cannot afford to have problems so that down the road we have an issue, a significant issue. Let's not forget 9/11. This was very strategic and took a lot of time and planning and patience. If we're not careful, we're setting ourselves up for some problems. We've got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree. All right. Thank you, panel. Stand by.